If you look at oil and gas and mining, the large companies that are operating, they employ very few individuals, and they employ few individuals within a structured workplace, and they have their rules and regulations that are in line with the laws and policies of the land. ASMs, you find them mostly in rural areas. They tend to use rudimentary tools to carry out their mining, and they're trying to make a living out of these mineral resources that are there, that we have in terms of as a country as well. They are trying to make sure at the end of the day that they provide for themselves and their dependents. They carry out their activities in harsh conditions. Harsh conditions such as they don't have safety gear. They work, like for example, if it's in Western Kenya and they're carrying out mining of gold, they don't have alternatives in terms of how to amalgamate the gold. They would all use mercury, which is a banned substance, and that would that tends to have health and safety impacts on them. Among other issues that identify ASMs and what attracted me to them is there's a lot of room for growth in terms of knowledge, passing on knowledge, and helping scale them up in terms of their operations as well, both financially and management as well. So these ASMs are organized in groups, and they're organized in groups per the mine site. They have structures within those groups. Those structures are elective positions, which majority of those groups get to choose their leaders. You have them choosing their chairpersons, treasurer, secretary for those particular groups. On that basis, you get to have formalized groups which are registered locally, and there's room to engage these formalized groups on the basis of how they're structured, basically. These are interesting times in terms of COVID-19, so it was hard for us to go down on the ground. However, previously we had engagements with these groups in different counties. The 3 counties, we had identified 3 counties, which are Kakamega County, Migori and Taita Taveta County. We had established links, so during this COVID-19 period, we opted to remotely engage those links with the aim of identifying these particular groups, creating a database that would be it's a national database that would be used to provide recognition to these particular groups, and it's the first step towards attempting to resolve their issues and their challenges as well. Kenyans would get to know, in case I need to buy gold, who do I need to buy gold from? Do I need to call a broker who knows someone? Or because this national database exists and Opio is mining gold in Migori, all I need to do is call Opio and tell him, look, how much do you have gold with you? I would source the gold directly from these individual miners as an end user buyer. For government, this database gives us, the government, the structure to basically come in and say, okay, now we can step in and help regulate this sector. Regulate this sector in terms of putting in structures in place where these groups are recognized, and whatever they produce at the end of the day is also a part of it is contributing towards the national income through taxes or royalties, and also at the end of the day that these minerals that are coming out are able to uplift them. Government can come in and now train these individual groups and make sure that they know how to manage themselves better, and as such resolving their issues in terms of management and financial literacy. And other key stakeholders will be able to come in and say, we know X and Y group exists, so on that basis we're able to now cater for X and Y's needs, specific needs, on the basis of this data existing. This ASM national database, we intend to host it on a platform which is accessible to everyone, and this platform would be directly linked to the national government as well. This platform would be online. Why online? Because it's easy it creates easy access, and anyone can interact with this particular database. This tool is the linkage, provides linkage to all these key stakeholders, enabling them to directly get in touch with Opio in Western Kenya, get in touch with Migori and Taita Taveta, and either get, if it's someone who wants to buy certain minerals, directly buy from the end user, and also there'll be a monitoring scheme which allows government to be able to know what is being sold, and also it provides access to the miner on the ground directly to these international markets, which cuts out the middlemen who are usually in between, and tends to resolve the majority of the issues that ASMs are facing. Take for example Migori, a gemstone miner in Taita Taveta, and we have a buyer who is in Canada and wants to purchase gemstones. Currently, it's very hard for this miner to sell his gemstones directly to the Canadian. It will have to be the Canadian either takes a flight, comes down to Kenya, gets into a car, drives down to Taita Taveta. And even as he drives down to Taita Taveta, he will use someone else to make sure that person buys the stone on his behalf. Why? Because if there's always the concept of huyu ni mzungu, nitamgonga. So on this basis, they will use a proxy to get the stones on their behalf. So there are a lot of middlemen in between, and there are a lot of expenses that are incurred to just get one stone or a few stones as well. Our program now comes in on the basis of creating this tools or online platform that cuts off these expenses that are involved, cuts off the middlemen that are involved. Migori coming directly from the mine with his stone would go to the value addition center that exists in Voi. That value addition center has safes and vaults that can store his stones. Our platform will come in terms of identifying that particular stone, making sure that it's easily available online to the buyer who's in Canada, and on that basis they're able to now make the order safely through the structures that exist, and the money only once received is when the stone is then dispatched from the vault directly safely towards the miner, the end customer at the end of the who's in Canada. So that would resolve the cost issue, and would also resolve even security issues, and link and bring about a linkage of both miner and the end user, and cut away the brokers in between. So the support our program would have for the Gemology Center is ensuring that what is stored or what the miners bring towards the gemology center is readily available through an online market. The gemology center is a value addition center in terms of whatever the miners come with, it's cut, the stones are cut and shaped in a particular way so that they're ready for purchase. Our program comes in on the basis of adding further value to that stone that has been cut, making sure that that stone gets the market and the best price that is readily available. Additionally, our program would also bring in an element of providing for what international market prices exist, so that the ASM would be able to sell his stone at the best price possible as compared to international markets. So the data that we've managed to gather has been released in a report, which is online on our site at openextractives.org. Additionally, you can engage with us in terms of our social media channels, handles, and also directly via email. Would be able to identify how stakeholders can come in and assist and directly with the ASMs, and also engage directly with us as an organization and see how we can contribute further to the conversation.